Welcome back, fellow pet enthusiasts. Have you ever looked at your cat and thought, wait a minute? Are you sure you're not secretly a dog? Today, we're going to unravel this fascinating phenomenon that leaves many pet owners scratching their heads. We create high-quality, engaging videos using AI, focusing on credible and trustworthy content, and today's exploration into the world of dog-like cats promises to be both enlightening and entertaining. Let's start with a question that might challenge everything you think you know about our feline friends. What if I told you that the traditional stereotype of cats being aloof, independent creatures is just that, a stereotype? The truth is far more complex and interesting. Imagine this scenario. You come home after a long day, and there's your cat, waiting eagerly at the door, tail wagging, maybe even carrying their favorite toy in their mouth. Sound familiar? If you're nodding your head right now, you're not alone. This behavior, typically associated with dogs, is becoming increasingly recognized in cats, and there's a fascinating science behind it. Let's dive into the genetic aspect first. Just like humans inherit certain traits from their parents, cats inherit behavioral tendencies from their ancestors. Some breeds are naturally predisposed to exhibiting more dog-like characteristics. The Maine Coon, often affectionately called the gentle giant of the cat world, is a perfect example. These magnificent creatures are known for their social nature and their tendency to follow their humans around like a loyal puppy. But here's where it gets really interesting. Genetics is just the beginning of the story. Think of a cat's personality like a complex recipe. The ingredients include not just their genetic makeup, but also their early experiences, environment, and social interactions. Each of these elements plays a crucial role in shaping their behavior. Consider the critical socialization period in a kitten's life. Those precious first weeks when their tiny brains are like sponges, absorbing everything around them. If a kitten grows up around dogs during this time, something remarkable happens. They begin to pick up canine behaviors through a process called social learning. It's like they're learning a second language, but instead of words, they're learning behaviors. Let me share a fascinating example. I recently heard from a viewer who adopted a kitten that had been raised alongside a litter of puppies. Not only does this cat play fetch, yes, you heard that right, but it also comes when called and even enjoys going for walks on a leash. These behaviors weren't taught, they were naturally absorbed during those formative weeks. Speaking of learning, let's bust another myth. Cats are absolutely trainable. In fact, they can learn many of the same commands and tricks as dogs. The difference lies not in their ability to learn, but in our expectations and approach to training them. When was the last time you saw someone trying to teach their cat to sit or stay? Probably never, right? The key to understanding this lies in how cats learn. While dogs have been selectively bred for thousands of years to work cooperatively with humans, cats have historically been valued for their independent hunting skills. This doesn't mean they can't learn, it just means we need to adjust our teaching methods to suit their natural instincts. Let's talk about social bonding. Contrary to popular belief, cats are incredibly social creatures. They form strong emotional attachments to their human families and can even develop deep bonds with other pets, including dogs. When your cat follows you from room to room or insists on being part of whatever you're doing, they're displaying social bonding behaviors that we typically associate with dogs. Now, you might be wondering about specific dog-like behaviors you've noticed in your cat. Here's where it gets really interesting. That tail-wagging greeting when you come home? That's your cat expressing genuine excitement to see you. The way they bring you their toys. That's not just play, it's a form of social bonding and communication. But what about more unusual behaviors? I've heard from viewers whose cats play fetch better than some dogs, who come running when their name is called, and who even try to bark, with varying degrees of success, I might add. These behaviors often develop through a combination of natural inclination and positive reinforcement. Here's something particularly fascinating. Some cats even display protective behaviors typically associated with guard dogs. They might alert their owners to unusual sounds or unfamiliar people, demonstrating a level of territorial awareness that we usually attribute to our canine friends. Environmental factors play a huge role too. A cat raised in a household with dogs might naturally adopt some canine behaviors simply because they've learned that these behaviors lead to positive outcomes. It's a form of social adaptation that shows just how flexible and intelligent our feline friends really are. Let's not forget about the role of early handling and socialization. Kittens who receive plenty of human interaction during their developmental period are more likely to display social behaviors that we might consider dog-like. This includes things like seeking attention, responding to commands, and showing affection more openly. The influence of breed characteristics can't be overlooked either. Besides the Maine Coon, breeds like the Abyssinian, Ragdoll, and Siamese are known for their dog-like tendency to form strong bonds with their humans and engage in interactive play. Some Siamese cats have